Hey, it's Patrick.
And I'm Jida.
Thank you all for tuning into the P+Y podcast. This week's commentary is on the Safdie Brothers film Good Times. Like, follow, share, and enjoy. First and foremost, thank you guys for jumping on. I think this is going to be fun. Sorry about any technical issues on my end. That was way more annoying for me than you, hopefully. But
yeah,
I got out all my F words. So hopefully this will be
Good.
a G-rated podcast. And
hopefully it'll be a good time.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry,
Cool.
part of what I do is mock. I'm sorry. It was very good. Fun, terrific. Loved it.
Oh, I took it as a genuine laugh.
It was a genuine laugh. It was, but no one else was laughing. I thought it was gonna be a group laugh, and then I was left hanging, and so I felt
just one of you.
Really
one chuckle. Yeah. So, guys, I have not seen all of Good Times yet. I saw, I think, I don't know, Jahida made me watch a good, maybe 10 minutes of it, and then I think we got distracted and moved on to something else. But I know it's excellent. I know it's, it's obviously, critics love it. Everyone that I've talked to have said it's great. It's sort of like a precursor in many ways to Uncut Gems, which I totally freaking loved. I think, Justin, we share that, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the best movie I saw last year, but it was definitely up there. I thought it was fabulous.
It's definitely in the top five last year for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin, can you do me a favor? I guess this would be great. Why did you think Good Time was a really good movie to do right now? And can you tell us some really great, some things that make it stand out amongst the Shaun of the Dead I was trying to get us all to watch?
Well, I think one, for starters, I think the internet is obsessed with Uncut Gems, and rightfully so. It's a really excellent movie, and I think this film is the pure uncut version of Uncut Gems, if you will. It's a little more rough. It features a few more non-actors. It's a little less polished. Now, is it a very anxiety-inducing film? Sure. I think we're all in kind of anxious times, but it's also, I think, incredibly great performances. It moves real fast. I think it's got a lot of surprises, and it just landed on Netflix, so now everyone can see it. So those were my main reasons.
Yeah, we're not doing this for the quarantine, but this is definitely a great movie to watch during the quarantine. It'll make you want to get the fuck out your house, though. Let's be honest. That's the only
one of the movies I
running around the city.
It'll actually make you be happy to be home, I think, is what this movie will do.
Okay. Copy.
And also, one of the other movies I was thinking of recommending was Akira, which I think we should do at some point. And this movie, to me, because of all the neon and the stress, feels like it exists in the Akira world. And so I feel like this movie is just
that's so interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because the Akira world is so unique, and it's very very colorful, very interesting, and I don't know, I'm excited to see sort of how if it's possible to draw some comparison there. That's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I can talk a little more about that at the end for sure. Because some of the comparisons I think will come out as we're watching it. And also I just think it's just a tremendous Robert Pattinson performance, and I think me and Jahida, outside of teenage girls, have watched Twilight more than probably anyone.
That's me. I'm in that group.
You love fucking Twilight. It's so great.
You know what, guys?
I love all the Twilight movies.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Oh no, I just think it was really the one thing I always say is whenever teenagers glom onto someone, they always end up being truly talented, and this I think was the movie where people started taking Pattinson even a little more seriously, because it's a really people who wouldn't normally watch indie films somehow got tricked into Good Time a little bit, and he actually sought out the Safdie Brothers to make this movie.
Oh shit, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. See, I'm very thirsty for a good Pattinson performance. I mean, I was a big fan of the movie The Lighthouse, but I don't know if I loved Pattinson's performance in The Lighthouse. It was a great movie. It was wonderful, and obviously, he played a huge part in that. There's two people in the whole freaking cast, and then that vagina mermaid, right? But
right.
Oh my God!
I don't know if I ever needed to know what a mermaid vagina looked like, but now I'm not upset that I've seen it. But yeah, no, I'm hungry to see sort of him stretch a little bit because I am so used to I watch the Twilight movies, and it's after a while it becomes sort of like monotone. His acting performance there, it's just the same thing. There's not really a big range.
Yeah, he gave up. He gave up at some point.
Yeah, after maybe like the first movie, I think it was just sort of like, I'm just gonna play this the same. It's like, okay,
yeah,
and we stretching.
People like it, but
I'll save my Twilight defense for when we eventually do one of these for Twilight. But
for Twilight,
oh my God. I'm for it. I'm so for it.
If anything, you should bring on one of our friends to do it because he's a big fan. Jameson is a huge fan of the Twilight movies.
No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes. He likes the weirdest movies, bro. That's why he's so crazy. He's a critic.
But
I love Jameson. I would never expect him to be into Twilight. That's cool. It's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
He teaches scenes from it. That being said, okay. I'm gonna bring it back to Good Time really quick. I think if you like Uncut Gems, you'll start to see a lot of their similar tricks, which is they do a really great job casting unknowns or non-performers to intermix with real actors, so it has that great lived-in quality that Uncut Gems has, along with they love to use their zoom to kind of create that kind of chaotic stuff going in and out of focus. You're never quite sure how far or close everything is. They love to get really close on a subject, and they love, like, one of the things they do that I think is an underrated skill, and I think all great directors are able to do it, which is every place you go in feels lived in, and it feels like that real place. There's a scene at a Bales Bonds place, you're like, that's what that would look like. And Uncut Gems feels the same way, and I think that's like a really important factor to watch throughout Good Time.
Even the jewelry
100%.
store. Like the fact that you have to be like buzzed in and go up an elevator and then down some weird hall. That's totally accurate.
And
that's New York real estate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, totally. Okay.
That like bachelor pad he would have would 100% be that bachelor pad. Like he would totally have Madonna's Erotica be the only CD in there. Like they really key on little details that I think that's what makes them such great filmmakers, and it's in display in all their movies. And plus, now I can make you guys both watch Good Time. So
I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And then just so everyone knows, we're watching it on Netflix, so there'll be no commercials like on Amazon. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick countdown so that we know when to hit play. Does everyone have Good Time up?
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I do have it up. Okay. 2 seconds.
Okay, I'm clicking it. I'm pausing. I'm at 1 second.
All right, ready?
Let's
one,
2, 3.
8:24. Let me see. Those wheels are turning.
Yep, I'm seeing the cogs.
Yeah.
Is that's a term for it, right? Cogs? The cogs?
Yeah.
No?
Cogs in the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
That's one of those things that like I've heard in like passing, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's technically correct, but
you're just another cog in the wheel, friend.
Yeah.
All right, another logo. Fun times. You know what? I really think that I need to remake our logo. I think it's not cool enough looking at all these other logos for these other indie songs.
I think
so I have ideas. Oh, okay. Starting now.
Oh, there's that
the soundtrack. Oh, a Laura picture.
Oh my God, this is so Uncut Gems. This song.
Oh yeah.
All right, for everyone at home, we're maybe or maybe not drinking. So I think anytime you feel uncomfortable, you should take a drink. I think that's a really good way to get fucking
You're gonna
hammered.
kill someone, Tyler.
I know. Oh my God, I'm gonna be like vomiting 15 minutes in. It is so intense. Oh, sorry.
We're zooming in, right?
Yep, on this building.
Yeah.
This guy's intense. He's got like a very like, I don't want to say Cro-Magnon look, but very like
also,
looks like a caveman.
Also, we should point out this is one of the Safdie brothers. This is Benny, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, it's Benny. Yeah.
He just didn't shave his unibrow to get the look.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is my favorite little film nerd thing. This guy looks exactly like Nicholas Ray, this great director from the 60s, and I know they cast him because they like Nicholas Ray films.
Yeah, they're nerds like that. I appreciate those little moments. We were like, why is that poster in the background? Because you love that fucking movie. Why'd you cast this guy? Because he looks like so-and-so or David Lynch, etc.
Right.
Yeah. Or it's just a reference to this one little moment in this weird film. Like, They give that to Tarantino as, but like every director's been doing it since the beginning of time.
Oh, Justin, I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Say that again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're perfect.
Yeah. But even like if you watch, just like even that they're already in this kind of a close-up. Most movies start in a wide. They're not giving you any room to breathe right from the first shot. You're not even in full face. You're just like intensely close to these actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're
well, I also think it's weird.
Like,
go ahead.
No, I was just saying we're moving a lot. It's not like we're like stuck on him for an extensive period of time. It's like we're bouncing around. There's already movement. There's a flow to this already.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Also, I like that opening shot, that push in, which was probably a helicopter to get that, or like a long zoom from another building.
Yeah.
Starts in motion.
Helicopter or long zoom, whichever one was cheaper. To be honest with you, based on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think the budget for this was? Is it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking what, 2 to 5?
I would say 3 to 5. Right. There's no names other than Pattinson, who probably took way less.
Well, yeah, evidently like you were saying, he approached them with the project. So I would imagine
$2 million supposedly is what this is will cost them. I would think it wouldn't cost any less because the amount of locations, like when you go through it, and that's also why one of them acted in it. Because $2 million, you think that's a lot of money, but at the SAG budget contract that you're at, like half the fucking money goes for goddamn actors.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. You have to be less than 2.5, I believe, in order for you not to have to be totally raped by how much money you have to pay. Not that I don't appreciate actors. It's just, I don't think people realize how little bit of money that is to make something like this happen.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
I definitely want to, as you guys, as the movie goes, point out stuff that, like, you can just see how there was extra expense or where it creates issues throughout how production. I think that's really fascinating stuff people might want to hear from us.
Yeah.
And also get lost in the movie sometimes.
But you know what? He does put in a really great performance. I know he cast himself, but you know, who is that guy from Upstream Color that I think is boring as fuck on screen? Yeah. Shane Carruth sucks. No offense. Compared to an actual actor. He's actually good. Benny's actually pretty good in this. Honestly. Like, you buy him as his character. He's bought in. There's not a moment, and I've seen this movie a few times, where I'm mad that he didn't actually cast an actor. And this is hard for this kind of role.
Yeah. No, especially in that movie.
He can be really self-conscious because he's mentally handicapped. That's what he's playing. He's playing someone a little slower. And to have to sit there and put yourself visually on screen and play that kind of character, that's like a fearless nature that not everyone can have. Also, is he a SAG member now then?
Yeah.
Well, also, my question is,
as an actor too.
my question is, does he cast himself just to save on budget? Like, it saves them $15,000, right?
Yeah, no, I'm guaranteeing he cast himself for that. Yeah, you passed, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Sorry, this is Pattinson's first big thing. Come on.
Yeah. There's a lot of talking in the movie, so at points we'll just have to.
Here's a question: are the Safdies, are they based in New York? I mean, all their. Okay, that's what I was wondering, because like the talent pool, I mean, they obviously love shooting the fuck out of New York, so I'm just wondering if that's something that they just come from that world.
They actually have done 3 movies before Good Time. They have one called Heaven Knows What, which I have seen, which is really good, though very depressing. Though I think, Patrick, you would quite like it.
Love it.
And then they did a movie before that called Daddy Longlegs, which I have not seen but have wanted to track down.
Ooh, okay, good to know.
So this is they keep going up in budgets because you figure Uncut Gems was like 8 to 10 maybe.
Yeah, 100%. Based on Sandler alone.
Also, this is 16 millimeter, so that adds its own cost as well, right?
No
guys?
shit. Like, did they really shoot this on 16?
Yeah, yep.
What?
Oh, I love this font. I want to live in this font, guys.
Oh my God,
That's
I know this whole intro with the copyright underneath. I mean, killer. It's like supposed to be 70s noir. Boom, throws you in.
Damn.
This is them in masks.
Or looking like Benny. We're not quite sure.
Those are pretty good masks.
Those are really good masks, dude. Like, those are like prosthetic level fucking masks.
So this is a producing question. how many of these masks do you think they had? Just one, or do you think they have a couple on standby in case something happens in the take?
Probably like
standby, bro.
Yeah, like 10. They probably had a bunch of them, and they were just like, all right. Because he's pulling at it, so like one would probably rip. I mean, like you have to have a bunch in case any of that shit goes wrong.
Yeah, and also like stand-ins and things just to be able to rehearse it. You know that they had at least 5 to 10.
I can say, guys, if I was robbing a bank, which I have no aspirations to do, but if I was, I would probably wear a mask similar to that. I mean, like if someone were asked to sketch you, that they would just they would sketch an entirely different looking person.
I thought this through, and so this is a license for a future screenplay, but I've always thought motorcycle helmets would be the thing to wear in.
Oh, I like it.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They come in on dirt bikes. They leave with the helmet. I have it for something. I'm not sure what it is yet, but.
What did she say? This is all I have policy. That's true.
So
Aren't
they only keep a
allowed
certain
to
amount of
have
money
like?
in their register.
Yep. Exactly correct.
What's crazy is how good
riding back and forth. Ugh.
That's nice.
Also, this is a pretty good bank robbery scam because, like, you'll see what they do in a minute too. Is also pretty smart. And again, look how tight we are. Look how these zooms. Look how you're not giving any room to breathe. There's also a great touch on the handwriting that looks like they're.
And I like that we're still viewing her through the glass. Like when we see her close up, it's through the fucking glass. Like we're with these guys.
And they got red. Look at the red behind her. Did they paint that wall or did they find that wall, guys?
Probably. I was gonna say it looks pretty good.
You know why? It doesn't look done right. It doesn't look deep enough of that maroon color. Where I think they were only able to like pass it up real quick. So yeah, I don't think they found it that way. But it would be great to know. The other thing that I think is great about this is because they keep it so close. Like you just expect them to maybe not have been able to afford to shut it down, but sound mix impactful on this. So you're like you know that they closed it down. It's so good. Like you got this intensity because the sound is so good. Like they didn't spare on that.
Remind me, there's a scene coming up where I know for a fact they didn't close it down, and that was what they wanted. I'll point it out when we get there.
Yeah.
There's this great score again.
And then great use of extras. You only see it outside, so they need to bring
real
them in
people,
any
not
earlier
LA.
than when they did the wide. Yep.
Look at that zoom. Like you see how like the environment's like always pulling in closer to them. That's because they shoot everything on the zoom, and they use it to such great skill.
Yeah.
Like just staying in the bank for this shot. It's the stuff smart filmmakers do.
It's just like, my issue with this movie, it's like how it felt for Rounders for me. Because I'm an only child, right? I didn't grow up with another kid in the house. At some point in this movie, I say, fuck your brother, and I would have walked away. But I don't know what it's like to have a sibling.
We're also not there yet,
why would you have the mentally handicapped guy come in
most
there
of our
people
listening haven't seen this movie, Jahida. So
you know,
don't give it away.
He's about to take it out. Oh my God, fine. Really? You don't know by the setup that his brother's going to be an issue? I'm sorry. I didn't go to film school. Patrick, I'm sorry if I'm wrong and I've ruined the movie for you now that you didn't figure out the first guy you meet is the catalyst for the entire movie.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, it's amazing and ridiculous. I love this movie.
I forgot. You need to tell the whole concept of the movie before you watch it. And then.
Yeah.
It's a good scam. Completely different look.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
they do a good job at like making them look pretty gross too. Like, Robert Pattinson is like a beautiful looking dude, but like they rough him up, you know?
Yeah, I was about to this point when I was watching it with a friend, and the credits came up. He's like, Robert Pattinson was in this? I was like, you've been watching it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, most actors don't want to look that ugly.
But I mean, even Sandler in Uncut Gems, I mean, like he was pretty rough looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he looked like a sleazy fucking jewelry store owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I love about it, though, is that means it lets people be people. So they're very lived in. Like, the reason this is so crazy is you know this kind of rat person. You know this kind of person where they're down their luck. They can't, whatever, you already know what social class they are just based on the way they look. The slight yellowing on Pattinson's normally perfectly white teeth. Like, you just know, this person. You know where he's at in life. And so sometimes you're so caught up with being beautiful instead of being bought into the character. Like, they made sure that they spent time on that, which I think is really important from a standpoint, right?
What's the deal with the
earring?
What's the deal with the earring? This guy's got an earring that I feel like almost matches Sandler's and Uncut Gems to a T.
Yeah. I think it's, I want to say New York Jews.
What the hell happened? Was that their
dye pack in the bag, which time release dye pack so that they'd know that the money was tainted, so they couldn't get away with the money.
Oh, that's kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, banks do that shit so that then the money's ruined, so no one gets it, so the money's invalid, and they didn't lose any money.
So, knowing the budget of this movie, how many times could they run that car into that other car? Just once, right? They had to get
one
it in that
fucking
line.
time.
That's why it wasn't
One
going very
time.
fast.
You know how expensive it is?
Yeah.
Replacing the car, getting the stunt guy. Also, all their clothes would have to be replaced. The entire inside of that car would have to be redone. There's no way they did it more than once.
They love the fucking color red. Red is their fucking favorite color.
For this movie,
well, it's intense, right? It's in your face.
Well, it burns your eyes. Yeah. So I did read, according to like one of the magazine articles when this came out, they purposely kept rushing into different dominoes with Robert Pattinson and not telling them they were filming.
Ah! No shit. Are you serious?
And hoping they can get clearance.
Yeah, they would have a producer grab clearance after. But
I mean, it's Robert fucking Pattinson. Well, a person's not going to let it just go.
Right. I mean, I'm sure the interior was, planned, but the like walking in.
Ah! The fuck?
Oh, that gets me every. That's how you get corona.
That's how you get Ebola, right? Like.
Yeah. Domino's used.
God, and that music sets the tempo, the beats per minute.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be.
He looks like a devil
right
now, right?
Bump, 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 bump. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Pattinson's doing a great job so far. Like, I'm bought in. I haven't questioned his performance once.
Oh, we're just getting going, guys.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Pat, you're going to love this fucking movie. It's mostly thematically a lot of big things that you're into in films. I get like heart palpitations watching this movie. That's why it's not my favorite.
Why are they robbing the bank, guys? Is that going to give it away? Why are they doing this?
They're not the brightest of criminals. They had one good idea.
Oof.
They're not going to get caught. There's no way they would get caught. I mean, they're very quick.
I know, and they look like everyone else.
Yeah. You guys were saying the money's
Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. That's the number one thing I've learned. Just don't run when the cops come by. You're probably fine.
Yeah, maybe don't put your hoodie up and look like a freaking hoodlum. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he can't help it.
Don't look like you're hiding, bro. Like, you guys are fine.
Oh, what did you think he was going to do? Anything else? It's just so hard because he doesn't know any better. Okay, so you think every single one of these extras were cleared, or do you think that they were just running through them all? And
I think there's a reason why. I think there's a reason why.
A mixture of both.
That Asian woman walking, they blurred her face out. She probably was in photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
I think they get reality TV show producers who know how to get those permits from everybody, and they do a mixture of planned and not planned.
Dude, it's called a low-cut shirt and a smile sometimes. Or for a guy, less a richer chill at 4 and a little bit of a flirty attitude. Am I right, guys? Sorry, that's what our producer, Patrick, who's also on this, does. He just takes a couple little buttons off, gives them a little wink, So no matter what they're into, they'll sign the paperwork we need. Well, producer tip right there.
That
No
Echo
comment.
sweatshirt is the most like Long Island grimy, perfect.
This
detail.
mofo just went through a fucking window?
Yep.
How realistic is that, though? Do windows just break away like
It's
that?
pretty. I've seen someone fly through one of those, sadly.
Okay. Oh, shit. Now we're doing the fucking credits. Okay.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
my
because
friend goes,
otherwise it has to grab you, right?
This is our what, prologue? Like,
it had to break some
how...
rules, dude, because there's a certain amount of time that you have to give credit to stick with like SAG guidelines and everything, right?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
There are, yeah.
Yeah. That's why Star Wars was given a lot of shit, because they didn't have the credits in the movie like traditionally done. You know, it didn't say Harrison
They had
Ford
no opening credits.
You don't want to ruin the world. Yeah.
And so, they filmed a lot in prisons for their other movie I saw by them. They hung around with a lot of like artists and junkies in New York, and so they like did documentaries on stuff like this. So they have a lot of like real great little details of how prison fight. Like even this feels very authentic.
Have you guys ever shot in a prison
much
before? You guys ever shot in a prison? I have.
I have shot in an empty prison, but yes.
Oh, shit.
Twice. In actual Cook County and one in Waukegan, in my hometown.
Oh, damn. I want to say mine was in like E-Town. So it was like a nicer of the Chicago area prisons, but it was cool. It was interesting.
I filmed in a police station, but never a prison.
Gotcha.
It's on the list, though.
Yeah.
This is what I don't understand. Okay, so plot point wise, why are they surprised? A guy with issues doesn't want to talk to him. They're treating him like everyone else. And I was like, like he's not going to answer. He's got some issues. So it's so crazy.
Well, no, they're trying to purposely be soft with him. It's the brother that's the problem, because he keeps interrupting when they're making progress. Yeah.
Yeah, right when they're making progress, the other kid doesn't want to admit he needs help, and then he's different, so he just causes all these fucking issues. Yeah, no, I get it.
Right.
That's actually what I'm.
Oh shit! He hit it in the fucking dominoes.
Yep.
Yes.
Now he's just Lenny from Mice and Men.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too.
Say that again.
When he was like, I'm gonna get to a farm and there's gonna be fish. All I can think of is Lenny from Mice and Men.
Dude, I was actually gonna make some sort of comparison if this goes how I assume it's gonna go. I don't know. I don't really know in detail the story, but after seeing Uncut Gems, I could sort of maybe make some predictions. But yeah, I mean, there's probably an argument to be made. This is sort of like an urban Mice and Men. No?
Well, a little bit. A little bit. I wouldn't disagree with that. But it's the reverse. It's the Robert Pattinson character is the problem, but not the Lenny.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
But it's very much that structure. Alex went to school with Sean Prince Willie.
Yep.
Did he?
And this is the crux of the story. He needs another $10,000 to get his brother out of prison. That's a great point. Where are we in this film right now? We are 20 minutes in, which is farther along than normally to know
we have not
what the
stopped moving.
is.
That's true.
That's why my tummy hurts. Dude, these movies always, too much for me. I can't even. I'm such a child.
Seeing this in like a movie theater is I don't know. I mean, like I'm watching it on a very small screen and it's still intense, but like seeing it in like a theatrical setting, I mean, like, oh my god, this would be so like overpowering.
Like Uncut Gems, I had to walk out of that movie 2 times.
Oh my god, it was intense. It was so intense.
Oh, every time you think everything's gonna be okay, it's not.
You turned down a little. I can't hear you guys. This movie gets loud.
Their music choice is just so strange. Like this weird, like electro, like synth shit is just very odd.
I mean, if I can get directorial on you guys for a second, it's definitely like an ode to all their '80s nighttime One Crazy Night movies. So they all have this score. But I feel like they're repurposing it and turning it into nightmare music.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this is a One Crazy Night movie on some level. Like they robbed that bank and now he's trying to get them out. So, look at that. We're just getting to a directed by It's assault. Everything in this movie is an assault.
Yeah. Fucking earring.
Do you want an earring? Is that it? You got earring envy? Ooh, Pat says earring envy.
Maybe. It's just a weird choice. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
No, it's those guys always have fucking earrings. That's just it.
Yeah.
It is an interesting choice because if you've met those guys, they always have the earrings. Somehow it's like a way to somehow show their masculine energy, which to me is just cuckoo pants at that time period. But it's so right. Those guys always have that earring. That's like a requisite thing. It's like why their hair's always kind of ratty.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. And Adidas is what they wear. You know what I mean? Or it feels to me that way when I've known guys like that.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, Mexican drug dealer at a cartel, why do you have an earring, bro? Like, why is that the thing you decide is good? But it is what happens.
Also, so we get the idea that this person comes from money just by the dogs, right? Like, that's just Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Best hotel. I love it there. There's a Grand Miramar Resort and Spa. You can drink right in the full bar.
This actress was in. I just started watching Patrick Melrose.
Yep, she's the mother of Patrick Melrose.
And she's the mother. Yeah.
She was originally married to Noah Baumbach before he trashed her out for a younger model.
Right.
Who was
really?
Yep.
Yes, that was her wife for like over 20 years.
Baumbach.
So a lot of marriage stories about her.
Damn. What did you think of Marriage Story?
I thought it was well acted. I thought it was. It's not my favorite Noah Baumbach, but I have no problem with it.
Me either. It was fine. It was totally fine.
Twin the Whale's better, which is the same director, divorce movie.
Yeah. It just makes me think of the one thing you always say, Justin. Hey, motherfucker, therapy is cheaper.
Yeah.
Right.
Why am I watching your therapy? Like, just go to therapy and work your shit out.
Well, he's famous now. He can get paid for his therapy.
Yeah. You know what? It's like seeing them fuck. It's not something I necessarily need to see. How about you just deal with your problems and then make a movie later? Sorry,
no, I thought the first half.
As a producer standpoint, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought the first half of Marriage Story was really great. I thought it was very beautiful, and then it just turned into like two people yelling at each other for a while, and then it was over. I don't know. It was fine. I had no issues with it, but it wasn't like I didn't find it groundbreaking or earth-shattering. You know what I mean?
So another thing we can see going on here is that he clearly only sees this woman when he needs money. He's always manipulating, right? He manipulated his brother. He's manipulating her. She just clearly wants affection. She's stuck in a condo with her mother, who's rich. And
is it his girlfriend, or who the fuck is this girl?
Well, he just said that he's just using her. Like, he pretends to be her boyfriend when he needs something because she has money. So they're going now to get the money to bail his brother out.
Understood.
Try to make a different stop. Still Queens. It's
Yeah, he does a really great job with this character.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
Is that red again, Patrick?
I know, man. It's in your fucking face, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like you were saying, the neon shit. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, they're using it in an ugly way. Like, I think like Stranger Things tries to do, or like TV shows try to do that, like 80s aesthetic. But here they're using neon to make things ugly, which is what it does a lot of the time. It looks cool.
That's very beautifully stated, Justin. I like that. We'll use that as a snippet for this podcast.
Thank you. I've been practicing at this for a few years, guys.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Oh, there's a dip in focus.
Yeah, it was dirty, but I liked it.
Yeah. So when you think, my question is, do you leave the dirty one in because it just fits the mood, or do you think they just didn't have a better take?
I think they probably had a couple of really good takes, and they left the dirty one because it felt the best.
I think so too.
It added this sort of jarring, kind of unsettling feel.
So did you see the woman who put the debit card in, how she had the thing on her wrist? Because she clearly types all day. So that either tells you she's the real person and had that, or they're just paying real close to character detail. Like that's the stuff these guys, that like to me that makes the difference between good directors and great directors. Is like, again, I feel I've been in this office. I know what it looks like. That's totally the guy. This is totally the dude who'd be trying to bail someone out late night on a Friday. It's just the table. It's ugly. It's like that hospital we filmed at.
It is
that
ugly.
conference room. Yeah.
See anything there? Any notations?
No, we're actually perfectly synced.
I was gonna say, like, I'm hearing this sort of as it's playing on you guys' end, so I think we did a really good job with that countdown, folks.
Yeah. So she thinks they're going on vacation. He's just trying to get money to go for bail for his brother. Oh, that neon hurts.
Manic moment, and they do such a good job of capturing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's fucking having their own separate conversations. Everyone's sort of in their own world,
Yeah.
but just trying to get shit moving. He's freaking the fuck out, trying to like warm up to her, to like, oh, it's cool, I'm getting this money, everything's fine, I love you. But he's just spazzing the fuck out, like,
like
really
they
interesting.
do that, like they love that 80s look, but this is pure like 70s cinema. Like Robert Altman, 3 conversations going on top of each other. 2 people are melting down. The other person's trying to do their job.
Two fucking phones there.
Yeah.
Look, it's sad, guys. I totally left you to have to make myself a sandwich, so I'm back now. How are we feeling?
Oh shit! I was like, man, Jahida's been quiet. What sandwich are you eating? What's on the menu?
Sure, a little bit of a salami, ham, and sharp cheddar cheese on Wonder Bread. So I spared no expense.
I'm gonna go.
Hey man, your bread choice does not reflect like anything other than what the fuck's available right now. Like in Corona, it's like whatever is there, you will buy.
Truth, I had brioche. We're past brioche, guys. I think it's a really good transition thing where you can do in post. I wonder if they thought about it first or they just needed a way to transition so you knew where they were. So, like, we have access to a recording booth and a camera. Let's make that work.
So, one thing I'm not sure if I talked over it. So he figures out his brother, because he got beat up in prison, is at a hospital. And that's why he's going to the hospital. He doesn't need the bail money. I'm just going to break him out of the hospital. We kind of get that happening. He hasn't said that. We just implicitly understand that already, knowing this character.
Oh, shit. Okay, interesting.
I don't think that's said. You just hear his brother's at a hospital, and he's there.
Yeah.
He leaves that woman he was just using, goes on, don't need you right now. Might need you again, doesn't matter.
What's so weird? Yes.
You're sharp.
He's a very selfish, in-the-moment person, which we all know. It kind of reminds me of Uncut Gems. It's like most people.
Right.
They just
what do I need right now
in this?
Yeah. But, like, I feel like with Uncut Gems, like, he had a serious addiction. Like, this guy doesn't seem really like an addict necessarily. He just seems like a, I don't know, and maybe that will develop. I haven't really, I don't know. I don't know what he is yet. I'm still sort of trying to figure that out.
So hold on.
You know what I mean, though, man? Like, Uncut Gems was very clear. This guy has a fucking problem. This guy has problems, but I don't think he's got, like, it's not like he goes to the fucking casino or like the horse track and like spends all of his money on stupid shit. You know what I mean? Or like,
no, totally. And he's not stupid. He got the information he needed. He asked a question. He said, yeah, I mean, he's on fire. He is such a good manipulator because he needs to in order to make his life work, you know?
I think he's someone who's like, I always thought the true villain in this movie to me, besides our main character, I love that movie and shot, is the poverty, being poor. Like, this is just a person who's just grown up either in and out of like 18 different apartments growing up, knows how to hustle just enough to keep himself okay and for maybe his brother. And that's where all like the little bit of charm and manipulating and to just keep moving. He's a shark.
So it's defense mechanism. It's It's learned weapons.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know if his character was a junkie, but he definitely hung out with junkies. Like that's sort of all their movies are.
He's got a junkie
energy.
skill, but yeah, he's got a junkie energy, but like he's in survival mode for sure.
It's a petty criminal energy.
Yeah.
It's like I got a DUI at 18.
Yeah. Really, and I'm back against the wall rat energy.
Yeah.
That kind of energy you only get after you keep being back against the wall. You need to do whatever you need to get yourself away from that wall. And that's how you end up being charming and you know how to manipulate people, you know?
Well, that's where, like, I think their Judaism actually plays a big part in their films. Like, you know, that it sometimes it's ugly, but, like, you know, Jewish people survive. It doesn't matter how. And, like, I think that's why they tell very Jewish stories from, like, kind of an ugly side. Like, this is
nice.
Like, just like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. He runs a diet. Like, it's all the Jewish cliches you'd expect. But at the same time, that struggle, that, like, innate, like, I'm going to survive and keep my family safe.
Yeah.
It's in the DNA. Immigrant stories,
totally.
Really.
Yeah.
It would never be this dark. It's interesting, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he stealing her food?
No, he's giving.
No.
I forget. Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it a soft moment? He's always got a purpose.
Yeah. Always has a purpose because he has to be. There's nothing he does without knowing that he's got to use it next.
I was gonna say why are we cutting in and out here? But it's the TV flickering for sure.
Which I think is great. It's a nice little tender moment where you remember he's not a bad person. He's doing this because he loves his brother. He just doesn't know how to really help him because it's the only thing he has in his life, and he doesn't realize it's the thing that's hurting him.
Oh, well, I know why. He just did that so she wouldn't rat him out that he was in there.
Yeah, of course. It's always something. But story-wise, you also need to see a moment where he's tender.
You need a breath.
So you understand. Yes.
Yeah, truth.
And so, he could have
done anything. He could have, like, fucking shown a knife or whatever, like, to scare this woman. But his approach was initially kindness.
Right.
Which tells you something of, like, this guy. Right.
Like, is that the best thing for his brother? No, let him serve his fucking time.
Like, stop
nothing
brother,
goes well.
Man.
Did he just kick the fucking...
Because he was cuffed to it.
Oh, my God. I just remembered. Yeah.
Yep. So save it, Jahida. Do not ruin it.
No, he doesn't die.
I'm not saying anything.
No,
you shut up right now. Why are you doing this right now? I apologize to everyone because I'm not going to cut this out. And I love this in and out of focus. I know it was probably accidental, but it's great because it just gives you in the moment feeling.
Bye.
And look, one corridor, really small, wide shot. So easy to get one corridor on this kind of money.
Yeah.
You have to shut down the fucking hospital. You just need a little wing, the one that they probably don't use unless there's coronavirus because there's
Did I tell you guys
the
one time I was shooting? It was a TV show, and we were shooting in a hospital. And I wasn't on the producing staff of this, but one of the producers had talked to somebody who gave us an entire wing of a hospital. We shot there all day, and basically the owner of the hospital came in and said he was unaware, and this was evidently above the person required to give us permission. They fired the girl who gave us permission to shoot there, and basically said we had to delete all the footage and we weren't allowed to use it.
Wow.
So we had to basically make up an entire day's worth of shooting in a hotel. We bought like 3 hotel rooms and were able to shoot there. It was fucking crazy, dude. That was one of the most insane.
And that's why location releases should be signed beforehand.
It was.
Because
it was not. That's the crazy part. They signed a location release, but it was invalid because it was the wrong person.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. Knowing who's actually in charge is a bitch because you can't release your movie without the right person signing off.
Shit was crazy, dude. And that was when I was like coming up. That wasn't even like what I was producing, but I was like, holy shit, always talk to the person in charge. Like, never take the easy way because they will literally uproot your shit and you're screwed.
That's that one where you also played a small little cameo role, right? That one?
I did. I was a couple characters. I think the show was called After Death or something like that. It was about people who died.
It's now something else though, right? Because we try to look for it online.
Mm-hmm. It's on some. I think it's like, I don't know. It's maybe we'll post a link. We'll post a link when we
Yeah.
when we post this,
Again,
this commentary.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I think, like, in the end, I think all their, like, Uncut Gems and this, on some level, remind me of filmmaking, because this is what filmmaking is like. Everything's changing constantly. You're just sort of trying to stay ahead of it. You're making moves. You're trying to bargain. No hospital. Don't delete our footage. Let's go to a hotel room. Let's make it up. Like, to me, this is just filmmaking. It's a good time, you know? Like,
yeah, you're only one step ahead. You're always only one step ahead.
Right. You're both one step ahead and 2 steps behind somehow, always.
Totally. No, that's a good way of
putting
it. I was just going to say, I would love to read one of these scripts, honestly, just to see how they're able to take that manic energy that they portray so well visually and put it into, like, you know, script format. Obviously, like, one of them is writing the script, so, like, they know sort of how they're going to do it, and they're writing it for themselves, but, like, I would just love to see it, you know?
They should probably track down Uncut Gems. I bet you that got enough love. There's probably...
Out of any of them, Uncut Gems, I feel... Because, Justin, your scripts are extremely visual, and, like, I can feel... Like, I'll read a script of yours, and I'm in it, and it's just, like, they're just visually how everything's spaced out. Like, it's brilliant. And, like, that's how I'm hoping these scripts are written, but I don't know. Maybe because they know what they're going to do, it's, you know, sort of just a basic roadmap, like... I don't know. I think I've read the script of The Matrix, and it was very, very basic. Like, the Wachowskis were like, fuck it. We know what we're going to do. Let's just, you know, get it down on paper quickly.
They have, in fact, they eventually created a comic book to sell the movie The Matrix script because people couldn't envision because the script was
so I'm not wrong, because I think I bought the Art of the Matrix trilogy, and, like, their scripts were in it, and I was like, these are the most basic screenplays I've ever read. And, like, for something that's such a, like, sort of obscure concept, like, they don't really sell it in that much. But that makes a lot more sense that there was a comic strip to sort of go along with it.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, we should cover what's happening here. So they're not getting dropped off at their home. They don't really even know where they're going. They're pretty far from where they actually live. So he's going to double back to that house they were just at, the people they talked to on the bus were. And you'll see why.
Because remember, he's always a step ahead. That's how these type of people work.
Right.
Who do I know is a sucker and could possibly help me or understands the struggle I'm going through right now?
Sure.
I saw a nice old lady. She was kind to me. I bet you I can manipulate myself into here. No, to go back to the script thing real quick, Patrick. Did you see their Independent Spirit Award speech, the Safdie Brothers?
No, sir.
I don't think really great. They both talk over each other. They're both delivering two speeches at the same time.
You were telling me this. You were fucking telling me this. That's amazing.
Yeah. And it creates the anxiety of watching their movie. So I'm pretty sure they're able to do it in the scripts, too. Because, like, even their award show, you're like...
Let's do that. Okay, after this is over, let's see if we can find, like, links to their script somewhere. I would love to read it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That'll be like our post wrap-up thing, right?
Because the way that you write people speaking over each other is to sort of do, like, a columned dialogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where
you
it's
do, like a radio script. Yeah.
100%. And, like, I wonder, I'm just interested. I don't know. Their films are so talky that I'd be interested if they incorporated that.
Okay, back to what I was talking about. This is totally this person's living room. Like, it looks like a person with not a lot of means. Everything's stuffed in there. We've all lived in an apartment like this. There's that neon again. And, like,
so is it production design, or do you think it's the place that they found?
I think it's both. I think the one thing I was going to say is, like, me personally, the reason why I like the Safdie Brothers so much is so many of my favorite filmmakers use real locations, because one, it's just an economical way on a budget to stretch. If you can find a really weird location, you could enhance it or shoot to its strength and get something you couldn't build on a stage for a 1/10 the price.
Yeah.
So it's just crafty filmmaking at that. Like, I'm sure they just found a mediocre looking apartment and then they just brought in the neon and the kids' toys.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. Like, the production designer, I think, deserves a lot of credit for this too. And I'm not sure who the Safdie Brothers use, but I feel like it's the same. At least, I don't know if it's sort of, you know, universal for all their films, but definitely this Uncut has to be. I mean, it's just so similar.
No, and, like, When I was in college, the only other thing besides writing and directing that interests me was production design, because I think it's such a great way to tell a story. But look at the costuming, like her sweater, his Echo sweater, like the earring, like all that is telling story about this guy and them without ever saying anything. And I think it's too many movies, especially bigger budget ones, blow right past that stuff.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's also why no matter what, respect always Tarantino, because usually his locations look lived in. His production design is pretty bomb. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Lastos, they're the fucking best. They also do a lot of Wes Anderson as well.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I think Wes
Anderson. I'm not a Wes Anderson.
Tops the chart there for production design. But again, I mean, all of his stuff looks very the same. It's
right.
Wes Anderson. He sort of created, a genre of production design, if that makes sense. Right. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but he really has. He's created a look that everyone's like, oh, it's like Wes Anderson. Like we all, the three of us, have had clients that are like, we want this to look like Wes.
It's been 20 years, people are still wanting to look exactly like Royal Tenenbaums, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like it's an incredibly, whether you like him or not, that's just an influence. Like
agreed.
All right. Cool. So the production designer on this was Sam Lisensko, who has done Mistress America, which I love, and we should do that at some point together. It's not even for this. Francis Ha.
He's Bomback.
Growing Up Smith, Shades of Blue, the TV show, 8th Grade, Insatiable, the TV series. You'll love this. Drew Michael, the TV special, our favorite. Vox Lux.
But not on
Uncut Gems.
Oh, okay.
And Uncut Gems. Yeah, I was waiting till the end. I was doing backwards. And worked on If Beale Street Could Talk as art department, not as production designer.
That movie's production design is lustrous. It's so rich. It's really good.
Oh my god. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
That's on Hulu. That movie's very sad, but I didn't quite like it when it came out, but I think about it all the time. So it's a very good movie on some level.
I think that might have been, unfortunately, and I know that I'm missing out on this. I think that was probably one of those that I started and just was.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood. I saw it in the theater. It was much easier to kind of like absorb it.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the way to see movies. It's so freaking like with the streaming and with everything sort of at your fingertips. Like it's so easy to just to quickly discount fantastic movies. I.e., this movie. Okay. I was very easily to just be like, next. But no, it's wonderful. Yeah. It's great so far. We're maybe halfway through at this point.
Yeah.
Not even.
So he stepped into this person's house. Hold on, I love this line. One second.
He's dyeing his hair.
You dyed your hair.
He said he wanted to use their phone for a second.
Weirdo.
That's not the one from the bottom of the cabinet.
So he's got to charge his phone to try to get a hold of the older woman to bail him out of the situation. He's in someone else's house with a stolen brother from the hospital while he dyes his hair.
Stealing her hair dye. Jesus Christ, she knows something's not right because people like her know that.
Yep.
He's just like, fuck it. There's nothing I can do. I have this rat in my house. And I
what is this
get the hell out of here.
I think it said power.
That's you read my mind, Justin. I was like, what does his back tat say? Power. Interesting.
Again, the static is like it's almost like his mind.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Very metaphorical. He doesn't care that it's static. He's not even paying attention.
Yeah.
He's just thinking about what's next. And also, it's a very cheap way for you not to have to pay licensing rights on something on the goddamn phone.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Jahida. Good. There we go. That's
Yeah. How do we not have to pay for whatever's on the television or shoot it? Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Do you think they actually had static, or do you think it was just green screen?
I think that's a real TV on. I think that's a light on.
I think it's a real TV too because it gives the ambient light.
I do see a little bit of green on the screen, but I don't know what that is. Maybe that's something else. You guys see that in the corner?
Yeah, yeah.
It's that's the lighting under the cabinet.
Okay, interesting. Good.
Fluorescent lighting. When you do fluorescent lighting on digital, it's really easy for it to get that green. I think they also put green gel.
That's that fucking red. I know. I saw it. I saw it too.
And so, on some level, she's like a 14-year-old girl who's like mildly curious what this weird dude who I've never met is hanging out. There's two incredible cringeworthy scenes coming, guys. What's up?
Cringeworthy
No,
good
it's
or
great
cringeworthy bad?
One's great, one's bad.
Okay, copy you.
Well, it's great because unlike I've seen Honey Boy, and then what's the other thing I saw?
That was
Oh
the
yeah,
biggest
Big Time
disappointment of a
Adolescent.
fucking movie.
And I'm
I
really
wanted
tired
that
of
to be good.
older people preying on younger people. I think it's fucked up. Nope, 23-year-old shouldn't fuck a 17-year-old. That's like so many shades of wrong. And in this movie, I thought it was gonna go like that.
Twigs and the little boy.
Mhm. And no, that's fucked up. She raped him.
Yeah,
because he's not mentally there. She's also not mentally there, so that's why it's so gross. Like, you just ruined this kid's life in ways you don't understand mentally. And it's not like that with them. They're just two totally people stuck in this situation, which I like because that's what it's like. Because you know she's around older people all the time. Because that's what happens when you're poor. You just get shunted on to older people to just take care of you, people you don't know. So I really like this section as someone who was shunted on other people.
Let's talk color for a quick second. So if we're talking the color wheel, contrasting colors would be red and green. And I love how when we're in their close-ups, we're seeing these contrasting colors, which is interesting. And
and like you figure she's good, which is a green. I think I associate with goodness,
sure.
or at least growth.
I
and
agree.
he's red because he's the devil in this movie.
Right.
Like he literally gets painted red at some point.
Yeah. And like visually, like it works together. It's like, okay, your mind is just sort of subconsciously okay with it, but they are sort of opposing colors, but and it sort of does sort of like a unconscious thing where you're like, oh, something's a little off here, which is interesting.
Yeah. So they didn't have to pay for this Spike TV license, though, right, guys? Or they
had to pay for all that TV licensing, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
It's so crazy because it looks like they shot it practically, so they probably cleared it already.
Yeah.
Or they faked it.
Holy
oh my God, he didn't know his photo was on the TV. And he kisses her.
Wait, what?
A dick.
What? Hold on. I'm not
You're
there
ahead.
yet.
His photo was just on the TV. His brother
How
was
are you
just on
so
the TV.
ahead? Pause.
You're
I just
paused.
Oh, am I way ahead?
I think you're way ahead somehow.
Holy shit, I'm sorry, guys.
I really love dogs.
What number are you on? I'm on 50 minutes left.
I'm on 51:28.
I'm at 49:48.
So me and Justin are about correct.
No, 51:28 is how much is left.
Oh shit! No, you're right. My bad. Sorry, guys. That's all.
Okay,
that's the only number we're saying. So.
God damn it! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
You ruined it. No,
now he sees her on the screen, and now they kiss. What the fuck?
Yep.
What in the fuck?
Okay, he's cute enough. She would have been like, "That was my once white meat."
She's how old is she?
50? So she's also a minor, right? Like that actress. There's no way that actress.
14.
Yeah.
Correct. No, she's not a minor.
So, okay, here's a question for you, Jahida. How is that legal? Like, how can Robert Pattinson, as a 28-year-old man, make out with a 14-year-old girl?
She's 18.
I don't think so. I think that's the
and you can, as long as I'll know if he's 18 because it depends on how much they fake simulate sex, because that's the thing that got super bad, and that's the thing that everyone's all into. So no, that was it. He was just kissing her, and it's fine.
Oh no, they're fucking right now. They're absolutely having sex.
Well, no, they're making out heavy.
Okay.
They're making out right now. His dick's not out. Cock out. No sex happening. Thank you.
PG-13.
I was gonna say, and there's the line.
Hold on. So the brother woke up.
His brother woke up and's freaking out?
That he didn't. It's not his brother.
It's not his brother? What?
Hold on. The line
this is a drama of errors. Like a comedy of errors.
Hold on. My favorite line.
Oh, no. Shit.
He does look a lot like his brother, though. Be honest.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, that was his brother. Okay, well, take these oxys. sounds like you, Patrick. Someone comes in your house. Give us the boxes. They're being obnoxious.
Wow, people are gonna listen to this. You're not wrong, though.
I can cut that out. I'm saying if you were this character, not in real life, you're not an animal. Jesus.
This movie became my favorite movie of the year for when it came out. Was like in a million years I didn't see that coming.
Neither did I.
So does Rob Pattinson realize at this point that this isn't his brother? He does.
Yes, that's why he was like getting him to just take the pills and shut up because he's still got to figure out the situation.
Shit, so his
what the fuck am I gonna do? The guy's like, I didn't want to be broken out of jail.
So this guy was in their other movie, and I think he's the real life Robert Pattinson character. Bobby Duress is his real name.
All right, yeah, totally. But no one's gonna want to watch a movie with Bobby Durant at this price level. Am I right?
Yeah, they did that movie, and no one did too.
Yeah, and then you bring on Robert Pattinson, Cro-Magnon face and all. He still has the draw. Yep. He's the reason you want to watch it, and you want, especially after Cosmopolis, right? This is after Cosmopolis.
Yeah.
You want to see him in this kind of role because you don't think he can do it. It's like a challenge. Can he actually play this kind of character?
No,
and
but
I think he kills it.
He's killing it. He's actually doing this very well.
Yeah.
And I don't understand because I don't think he comes from struggle like that because he's been in Harry Potter movies since he was like 15 freaking years old. So I don't understand.
Is he British? I sometimes forget this.
Yeah, he is British.
He is British. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, all the movies he's famous for, sans Harry Potter, where what was his character?
I find him very American, face and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very American, and also his philosophy on life is very American.
Hold up.
Which is just bananas.
Don't think about it.
Bananas, guys.
Don't think about it. It'll only make it worse for me. It's probably the line of the movie. Awful this place is. I mean, it's not awful. It's just like, it's exactly that house or apartment. So now he's convincing a minor to drive him somewhere with a guy who's not his brother to figure out the next step.
Yes, in this movie, so I looked it up. It's right after The Rover, which is great, according to Justin, and after the end of the Twilight Saga. It is 3 full years after all that. Then all he does after that is a bunch of smaller movies, and so now then he did The Lighthouse, and now he's doing The Batman.
Yep. And so, Lighthouse was not bad, guys. I liked Lighthouse, but his accent.
Again, here's that red, Patrick. He's got their coding in a minute.
You know what's so crazy is it never makes me mad. It never makes me mad like some of the Neon Demon ripoffs around this time, where I'm like, I get it. Why'd you put so much gels on the lights? It somehow feels like you're in his headspace, so you buy what the color of his world is, which I think
because we're
really
so close, we're so tight.
Yeah.
Like if we weren't so tight, it would feel fake. But we're so tight that it's like I believe it.
Yeah. And like, and because of that, they're able to use the sort of realistic lights that are out there, and they're so tight they really invade the frame. Where if you were shooting wide,
look at that shit.
Neon.
A reflection off the camera of the fucking. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite.
So weird.
So my favorite part about this, because those close-ups are so different than the wide. So when I went to Columbia College Chicago, I love my alma mater. Anyway. The lighting guy used to say, or the cinematographer that
all of our,
right?
We all went there.
He was kind of a, he was the only guy that I was like, oh, cool, you actually work on products. He's like, hey, so wide shot and a close-up, they don't have to match. That's where people get it wrong. In the close-up, you're telling a story. The wide shot, you're setting the scene. And it's no really more like noticeable until you see movies like this, you know?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just. Okay, sorry. Keep going, Justin. I know you're still
telling
us all the things.
No, I think that's really true. I never actually heard you say that. I mean, I agree. I never even really thought of it like that, but that's 100% true.
Yeah, for cinematographers, because people were so like, well, I had this Cucaloris in the wide, and it should be on her face. And he's like, no. The close-up has nothing to do with it. It was the only time I directed at Columbia. And I was trying to tell the cinematographer, I was like, I don't give a shit that the cuckolorises are there. I think it's stupid. I think it needs to be more striking and has more shadows. But he's like, no, the Y doesn't have the shadows. And the teacher came up to me and said, the Y doesn't matter. The close-up is its own thing. Because it is. It's telling a different story than the wide, which is really comes into play with movies like this because it's setting a tone, and then the wide shot just sets the scene. So yeah, sorry.
Quick question.
I'm really into it. Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is low budget. That was not a tow car, right? That was just a camera mount on the car.
Agreed.
I think it was just a camera mount. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hit the little boys' room. I'm gonna hit the head, as they say, for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna take you off speaker.
Disgusting.
I'll be back.
You know I hate
seconds.
that.
If
we'll
the monologue comes, oh shit. Okay, go back. There's something really cool coming in a minute here.
Okay, 2 seconds.
Yeah, no stopping. There's no stopping in baseball.
No stopping.
Play through, friends. I like where he says, "Don't be a fucking idiot." Like he knows what it's like.
Yeah, he's talking down to him, even though they're the same fucking person.
Yeah, they are the same fucking person. Oh man, you can see the fake bruise makeup. That's the only thing that sucks. It's really expensive to get good bruise makeup done, and it takes a while to set, and it should be latex. And this was clearly that kind of ball material. I don't remember what it's called, but it's almost putty. It's some kind of face putty that you put on the face. The latex is so much better. But anyway. But it doesn't matter because you can see the seams on anything that's not latex. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just at the end of the day, that's not the thing that kills me on this scene. I don't care about his bruises. I care about what's going on, which is setting the scene on the next stakes in the next part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I love it because this whole thing, you don't see the White Castle or anything. You don't even have to be at the White Castle. You just needed to establish the White Castle. Now, do you think they got paid by White Castle, or do you think they just got permission? Because people like to
I think they got
White
permission.
Castle.
I think White Castle wants to be associated with this movie.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the part I want Patrick to see.
You want to? Oh man, we can't even step.
I'm back.
You're back?
Oh good. Oh good. You're seeing the Zanny part. Go ahead.
This is the big monologue I want you to see.
Oh.
Guys is telling you his last 48 hours that he remembers. He gets out of prison.
They go get Zanny bars. They move acid. They fuck some bitches.
Oh my!
They make sweet love to women.
He's making acid, and it keeps acid in a Sprite bottle.
That's terribly dangerous.
Oh wait,
you guys have done acid, right? Acid is not something you want someone to accidentally fucking do.
So I always believe that like every great movie has like a 3 minutes that's the whole movie in like miniature, and this movie has got it verbatim. Like you're seeing like what basically Robert Pattinson's day is, but to somebody else, a different character.
Yeah.
They're hustling acid in a Sprite bottle. High class, man. I love it.
Great eyes. Mind you, this character's on parole, the one telling the story.
Mhm.
So he just makes bad decision after bad decision.
He just rocked a Radio Shack down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I need to double back on something in a second. Remind me.
Okay.
I just love this scene too much. This whole sequence. Like here's like 2 days of shooting just for this one monologue.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
I'm sure.
But it was worth it.
Oh yeah.
Because this. Yep.
It sets up the whole third act as well.
Yes. Why would you take advice from a moron? But keep going.
How early is it? Like, when do they do this acid? I feel like it's in bright daylight.
Well, yeah, this is this guy's story. It's like 2 days before, if you will. It's just flashing back to him telling.
This is very stressful.
Yep.
This is like a very terrible acid trip.
Yep.
No, and
I
this
can
also
imagine
is
how
everyone's
horrifying
bad day. You have that kind of day where everything goes wrong. That's this day
Yeah.
for him.
That's the day he decided
Well-
to drop acid.
Well, the day he got out of parole and decided to party with his old friends that got him into jail originally.
Ugh. On acid? Ugh.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's really dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of my local precinct. I know where it's at. So I just looked down at the pavement and I jumped. But what else? He doesn't want to go back to
Oh!
Okay, now I'm caught up.
Uh,
Because I can
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we're all
Now he's
caught
looking up
now.
Adventureland. That's all he got out of that whole story. They got to go to
Where's the acid that he could sell for money? That's all he heard.
Yep, that's it. I'm going to drive us out there right now. You're going to get that acid. I'm going to sell it so I can make 10 grand to get my brother out of jail.
So,
Which I guess is sweet. He loves his brother so much, he'll do anything for him.
Yeah. But this is
Yeah,
not
but-
going to go well because we know we know the story structure. He's
it
not
gets so much worse, Patrick.
Oh, my God. And you know it's not going to go well because it just doesn't. That's not how
He's
life
got-
is for people like that.
He's going to Adventureland to get 10 grand of what?
He's going to get that bottle
Acid.
of acid so he can
He's
sell
getting-
it.
A bottle of LSD for 10 grand and he's going to sell that to hippies? Who the fuck even takes acid on a regular? Like, what the fuck? Whatever. Point is, okay.
It's not the most thought out plan, for sure. There's that red again. He's on the tree. No. Earlier in the movie, when he goes to that woman's apartment and sits with the dogs, Robert Pattinson says he felt he was a dog in another life. It pays off later in this movie, and we're talking over it, so I wanted to just bring it up again
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a really nice payoff because it just seems like his ramblings, but it actually pays off in a really great way.
And what I like is the little girl's like, I'm just going to go on an adventure with you. She's like, I know that you're probably lying to me. But you know what? It's better than my boring life. I really think that because sometimes she's like, okay. She's like, dude, I know you're lying. Like, in her face, she's like,
kid,
okay.
and he's an adult, right? Like,
Exactly. But she
And he
also
kissed
knows
her.
the hustle
Like,
because
that's
she's
kind of a
from an
big thing.
area where the hustle is. You know what I mean?
yeah. Helicopter? Drone?
I mean, dude, helicopter, I would say if this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago, but probably a drone. I could not imagine
Drone.
having
It's so much
helicopter money.
cheaper to get the drone.
Yeah.
Unless they know a helicopter, dude.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, I feel like 10 years ago, probably helicopter, but I can't imagine them having that budget.
Yeah. No,
And your insurance goes way the fuck up when you have a fucking helicopter because it's so dangerous.
yeah. Again, still a minimal cast. Like, it feels like a big world, but really, there's only been like 8 speaking roles.
Mm-hmm.
Most people shouting, but
You know what it is? I just think something very important is happening, and it's deeply connected to my purpose. And I think that you are somehow connected to it as well.
He gets a little Twilight here.
because he's trying to be fake earnest.
Bella, I love you. I love you more
Well,
than...
He's trying to, I mean, he's using that. Really good performance from her, whatever age she is. Like,
Yeah. No, she's good. Has she done anything since?
I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing she was like a local New York actor, like, you know, like some of the people we find here, where like you probably used her in something.
Yep.
Not to be obnoxious. Red again.
Yep. So we know evil is afoot.
Is Uncut Gems blue all the time? I'm trying to remember Uncut Gems' main color.
Yeah, there's color pops, but I want to say maybe it's blue. Jahida, do you remember? I don't offhand.
I honestly don't remember either. I remember the weekend scene, and then like being dragged down the tunnel.
Uh-huh.
But that was more like black light that felt blue.
Right.
That is the way to climb over barbed wire. That's correct.
So he climbed. What was the deal? What was that? He climbed over the barbed wire. What?
Yeah, he found something to throw over it, like a rug, like from inside the car mat.
Oh no, shit! That's brilliant.
That is really smart. I'm sorry, I had to use the little ladies' room too. I just didn't want to interrupt you guys.
It's okay.
Oh. Yep.
So everyone at home, this is how you play the good time drinking game. It's every time what they're doing makes you anxious because it seems like a dumb idea. You drink just a little bit. Don't chug. Okay, it'll be trash by now. That's how I'm playing my good time drinking game. Every time one of his decisions makes me angsty because I know it's probably not going to end well. I just take a little sip.
You should tweet at the Safdies that your drinking game for the movie. They'd appreciate it. They're pretty good Twitter presences.
Well, you've got the better, you've got the bigger Twitter presence.
Secondly, yeah, love New York. So, what were you going to say? Sorry, Beth.
No, I just said you've got the bigger Twitter presence, Justin. I think you should at them.
I know.
Tweet them or whatever the term is.
That's what the kids are saying, Patrick.
That's what the kids are saying. That's what the youth.
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Come on at me. Oh my God! So they actually shot at this place. Is it a working place, Justin? Do you know?
Yeah,
I know.
I'm confused as to where we're at. Adventureland? This is like a
Adventureland.
It looks so shitty. It has to be real.
It looks so shitty. This is like
okay.
This is exactly
it's
like
bad. I grew up working at Six Flags, and this is bad. Like this is worse than Six Flags. This is like
it's in Farmingdale, New York. It's Long Island's main attraction,
and
it's obviously temporarily closed.
I was wrong, Patrick. He ran back to get the money that drug dealer had. The other guy wants the ass of the Sprite bottle.
Oh, okay.
Makes more sense.
Okay, so let's yeah. So this whole
part.
I was
gonna say, how is he gonna sell $10,000 worth? I mean, that's a lot of acid. Yo!
So this actor is I'm the Captain Now from Captain Phillips.
Yeah, it was like his other role that he got around the same time. Yep.
Yeah. It's nice to see him. He was nominated for an Oscar. He's great in Captain Phillips.
That was the Tom Hanks movie, right?
Yeah.
Justin, I haven't seen that movie. I'm so sorry, but I haven't.
It's not a much see.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's wonderful.
No. It's the last 10 minutes you want to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, fuck, ow. I say that every day.
That's all I thought to add subtitles on. Shit, fuck, ow. Less subtitles. It makes me laugh.
Shit, fuck, ow.
I like watching the movies with the subtitles on because you know when they made changes after they turned in the subtitles.
Yeah, I'm also watching it with the subs on. The subs.
This is my favorite part where they decide to make it more interesting visually. They had to come up for a reason for it to get turned on so all the lights are on. So visually it looks more interesting.
Interesting. That's smart.
Yeah, I love when a movie can actually set up what it's trying to do.
Mm-hmm. See, he's like, oh, I'm going to turn on all these lights. It's going to be easier to see him.
Yeah.
This is our third act right now. Yes, it's going to be the start of our third act. How is this movie going to wrap up?
Oof.
I mean, Pattinson died, I'm assuming.
Up until this point, he's never been really that violent. And you're almost on his side because he does whatever he has to do to get to the next step. And this is where it starts to turn.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jada. You do, like, he's still likable, but at this point now, that guy, there's nothing the security guard did to make you dislike him. In fact, he's just hanging out with this idiot. Oh, I hate this moment coming. This is the part I think really makes me cringe.
I want to see it.
They're gonna take his, drag him, dump him.
Oh, they have the body.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Oh, interesting.
He's not dead.
So they're still looking for the bag of money. I love all the neon. It's now the nightmare.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, you know this is real because this is only some shit you do in Long Island.
How much a day you think, Johanna? Or Patrick, how much do you think a day?
They probably had to pay like $2,000.
Well, and they also didn't use it during the
winter?
day. They used it on off hours. So yeah, it probably
They
wasn't
probably
that
use
much.
it during the winter, right?
Yep. It's cool though.
They use it when it's probably not open. No one's gonna have it open that late at night because it causes nothing but issues. Oh my god! And now the music gets intense again after it kind of went away for a little bit.
No, so now he's gonna take the security guy's uniform. This bothers me to no end what they do to him.
This guy's good at the disguise thing though. Like he's kind of got that under wraps.
Yep.
They give him the acid?
Oh.
No!
Oh. Yep. Oh.
That guy's
why?
It's
so mean.
And Robert Pattinson, if you look at his face, you realize that guy is much more hardcore than he is. Because up to that point, Robert Pattinson
that's
really
fucking with
that
someone's like mental state. Like that's so.
Yeah, that guy's fucked for life now. There goes his whole life.
Yeah.
He's gonna be crazy.
Yep.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
And of course, what's messed up here is because he's black.
Yeah. No, of course. They are able to keep escaping because he's white. That's also what this movie's a little bit about. That like.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So they turn him in.
You couldn't be this kind of person and get away with so much shit if you were black. Let's be honest. So really, or any kind of minority, really.
And who keeps paying the
They
cost?
believe him.
The little black girl, or at least her mom.
Yep.
Got, her grandma's got the car stolen. This guy's life is fucked.
Oh. Sorry, I'm already anxious, guys. I have so much adrenaline going in my body because I hate this right now. And
we won't do
FaceTiming
someone next,
someone
okay?
she's in the car. Like what?
Yep.
Girls talking to someone at like 3 in the morning. What kind of weird life?
Shut up, man. Look at that perfect little kid's jacket. Look at it. Just.
I know. I gotta look it up now. I want to see her age. Sorry, give me a second.
Aww.
Everyone pays for his sins except for himself, right?
Right. He's like he's a virus. Up too soon.
What's going on, man? Hey, you awake? Hello? Hello?
That's so shitty. I can't believe they did that.
No, it really turns you.
It's the moment where you're not necessarily on his side. Oh my god.
My uncle was accidentally dosed with acid and he's never been the same. Like this is really fucked up. This shit is
It makes me
messed
mad
up.
because, you know, like, of everyone on the phone, I'm an actual minority. And this is, like, worst case scenario for me that I always feel, especially because I have a minority name. China is a minority name. I may look white sometimes, but you know I'm a minority, just, like, based on my name.
Poor guy.
Oh, and she sees.
That poor girl's day. Like, maybe think about, like, the whiplash.
Oh, my God. She's just like,
What are you doing here?
hey,
You
James.
don't want to talk to me? Come on, you're out of here. I don't got time for this shit.
Oh, and she sees it in her eyes.
But they don't arrest her. Oh, they do.
They're gonna question her. She's not arrested.
61.
Does he not realize he's more screwed with a 16-year-old going in for questioning than if he just would have been like,
oh, I know a movie I want to watch next with you guys really badly.
What?
Ma.
I'm looking for a
Which one?
in the hospital.
Ma.
See if he's okay.
Law?
Ma. The Octavia Spencer horror movie.
Oh, Ma. Yes, yes. Ma was quite fun. We saw that. That was a good one.
Yeah. Second.
So he's the only security guard on duty? That's probably false.
Yeah.
No, it's I think it's a small part. It's not like Great America.
Yeah. No.
I think it's got like 4 rides and like 2 booths.
It's like Kitty Land, you know? He's still plugging in his cell phone because he still doesn't have.
So he still
He's trying to charge his phone.
That he was expecting
he's getting rid of the footage.
No, it's the hard drive he's grabbing. Oh,
yeah.
He's ruining. Never mind. So they can't find out that it's him. He's smart. Yeah. He does those little things where you're like, man, if you had more money, you probably wouldn't be like a CEO or something, throwing people over out of their pension.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, for a non-actor, really has a presence, I will say.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, the
they're really good.
The Safdie brother is oh man, I like to call him Baby Safdie because he kind of looks like a brother.
He does.
Yeah. I mean,
they make really car too.
Dude, but Benny hasn't actually been in this movie that much.
No, exactly.
Like, for having second fucking billing next to Rob Pattinson, he's been in this movie like for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh got the and everyone else is literally no name.
Fair.
Because and is more important than the second billing, correct?
No, I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I think in the latest film contracts, it was like no less than third billing or no less than second billing or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But the and billing, if you're like a celebrity, that's pretty good. Or if it's like, and introducing so-and-so.
No, I mean, they're really going to find like New York free-kid cast. Like, I mean, even Julia Fox in Uncut Gems, she's going to become in a bunch of movies, but she was just someone who was like a New York scene kid, from what I gather. Like Chloe Sevigny back in the 90s. Yeah.
Right.
True.
I do love these.
And this great little, sorry, they can't go wrong with these close-ups. They must have done a shit ton. Hey, what do we need to fill some space? Oh, Robert Pattinson just thinking, all right, let's get some of that. Just to fill the key shit, you know?
Also, that's the really hard stuff to act, right? I mean, Patrick, you've been filmed and act. Like, to be that close and seem like you're not being filmed, to me, seems like one of the hardest things to pull off for an actor.
No, of course. Yeah, when you're that intimate, it's intense. And, like, it's tough because, like, I mean, like, again, my acting career is not vast by any means, but like starting off as like a theater actor, it's the exact opposite, right? So it's like, oh, everything has to be super huge and big because the person in the last row has to understand what you're feeling. And then like transitioning to film is like the exact opposite. How do I do nothing but make it seem like, I'm feeling all these things. So yeah, no,
Right.
it's very challenging.
So they got the security guy's address and they're going to his place.
I would just think because he's a minority, he would have like 5 roommates. That's why I'd never do something like this. But okay.
Yeah. Nah, he got a good job.
I was texting with my friend. Sorry, guys. My friend called Justin.
So the guy has a big giant dog.
Oh my God! How are you gonna get rid of the dog? Oh wait, maybe Robert Pattinson because he's part rough.
He at least set it up. Like it seems like a throwaway line.
I don't know. I saw this movie like 1.5 times. That was trash the second time.
This is where that's coming in?
The second.
Yep.
Can I be honest with you? I would not have picked that up on first viewing at all.
No, I know. It's a small little thing, but I really appreciate like says it again.
And it makes sense because he is part dog.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Part rat, but I get it.
He's a mutt. Right, exactly.
He's an animal.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He's an animal, and an animal recognizes another animal.
Again, this is exactly what that security guard dude's place would look like. Like that. Like the Cavassier, the leather. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh man.
It's just like
the white leather couches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's a Christmas movie. I forgot that. That's why there's all the red too. It's a Christmas, and that's the Christmas canon. Good time.
Oh, cool. So next year when I want to watch Christmas movies, I can also watch Good Time. That's good to know.
Once this wraps, can we talk about the title, Good Times, and how that at all relates to what I'm watching?
He says it you'll see it at the end. It comes.
Okay. All right.
But it's also just like the exact opposite of it.
He's not convinced.
He looks like a hot, stressed out Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm for it. I'll use that later.
Like if we're doing like a bio on Justin, I feel like I would hire Robert Pattinson with.
You can do it.
Look at him, baby. Yeah, totally.
So now he wants to sell the bottle of acid back to his friend. So now he's trying to get him to call his friend. That guy's already started drinking.
Give me a minute. I want to relax for a minute, man. It's been a long fucking night. Relax. But get on the phone right now. You got to make sure it's tucked in the phone. A minute. Oh, God damn.
It's really interesting that when we see his close-up, he's half red, half green. So per your earlier sort of analogy, it's like he's sort of, I don't know if he's realizing the error of his ways, but he's.
I think he is. I think he sees
amongst the evil.
Yeah, because he starts talking down to this guy. I think he really does. Like I think you're spot on when they use it.
Okay, so this is the thing that gets me.
Yep. His eyebrows don't match his hair. I don't get it. I'm just kidding.
No. No, the thing that's messed up is this can't end well, right? Because it just doesn't feel like one of those movies.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the movie, the first time I watch this movie, at this part, I'm just like, how is this going to go terribly wrong? Because he's not the type of person where things work out for him. It's just the honest truth, right?
But you know what's crazy, though? You know what's crazy?
Okay, go ahead, Ted.
When I saw Uncut Gems, not having seen this film, not having seen whatever, I actually thought it was going to end out in Adam Sandler's character's favor. I really did. I was
That's what you do when you cast Adam Sandler, though. That's why you cast Adam Sandler, because you.
And I feel like though, not having seen that film, and if I were watching this, I was like, okay, Robert Pattinson might still be the hero. He might still be okay.
Yeah, I think this movie has a happy ending.
Picks up on the fact, unless you know sort of the anthology, that you pick up on the fact that it's going to end terribly. Because I know it's going to end. Because I know their directing style. But had this been my first view, I don't know if I would pick up on that. Just me.
Yeah, I don't think it has a happy ending.
It does. Interesting.
For this movie.
You
for
do?
This one.
You think it's a happy ending?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
That you care about, I guess.
I'll make my case when it's done.
Okay, fine. I'll shut up. Jesus Christo.
Okay, I still don't know what's happening. So, but interesting.
Basically,
Okay,
they're fighting because one of them's drunk and the other one's impatient because he's
no,
trying to
no,
get
no.
somewhere.
I understand what's happening currently. I'm just saying, like in the ending, I haven't predicted an ending. Is all I'm saying.
Whereas I didn't predict what happened. So
it's weird to see this movie in
that
the daylight.
blonde is
Though.
a perfect blonde.
Yeah.
The blonde is
What a
the
bottle
perfect.
blonde.
Yes, it's what those four people. I mean, I'm sorry. It's what you can accomplish for less money.
It's all right. I may or may not have that hair in the late 90s, early 2000s. So.
Justin, send me pics.
He did. He had little tips. He had like ice tips. It was hilarious. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Ooh, okay.
But
all right.
It'll haunt me because my graduation photo has them.
Yes. You need to show him around. Actually, a couple of my friends, when I showed them that photo, they were like, "Oh, Justin, I had no idea he looked like this." I was like, "What is that supposed to mean? I will stab you." Anyway, keep going.
Oh, wait.
Who's this guy?
That's the guy who's going to buy the bottle of acid, his friend.
And this is acid mixed with Sprite. I'm not wrong in that?
No, it's just acid in a Sprite bottle. That's a lot of acid.
Got it. Sorry, I thought they just mixed it with the Sprite. I was like, that's stupid. Who would buy that? I understand.
Oh my God. And I like this Hannibal Lecter like bandage on this other dude.
Dude, he literally looks like Hannibal Lecter. I was gonna say that, but like, yeah, no, he totally does.
$1,000 from the ATM.
But is that resale value of acid, or is that like who's he getting his information from?
I wouldn't get hung up. I would bet $1 million that the Safdie Brothers have this correct.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. That's the one thing I can count on them getting their street values right.
What's the price of acid in New York? I have no idea.
Yep.
Just seems like a lot.
Because you can make like, if it's a 20 ounces of it, you remember you use like a micro of an ounce.
Well, if you get blotters, yeah, but
that's what it is. That's what it is. They're just dropping a blot on paper, so they have this whole thing full of 7-Up. And that's really so. Probably if a drop, what is 0.1 milliliters? How much is that?
I don't know.
They're not wrong.
$30. $30 maybe.
$30 times. We'll just guess. Hold on. I'm gonna do the math on this now because I'm the producer.
$25, $30. That's how much I paid for tabs. Probably. I mean, not that I have ever, but I'm just saying.
If you did, 300.
We're editing that out.
I think there's more like 500 drops in that bottle. Personally.
Yep.
So 500 times whatever, 25 to 35.
I would probably say 1,000 drops out of that, but I don't know. Again, this is why I'm like, I'm pretty sure they got this part right.
Yeah, they asked a friend if someone would have called them out.
I mean, dude, you'd have to do some research on this. So I'm going to assume that that's correct.
Now the cops are coming. I like this. We've been so close this whole movie with our main character. Now we're going to watch his fate from, like, a high view.
What a dick. Both in the shitty point of view.
Yeah.
I like it, though. It's interesting.
Yeah. It looks really good.
It's like watching like a rat in a maze.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I think that's exactly
yes.
it.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. I love that mirror shot.
Yeah.
I love that
They have
sweater. What is it?
obsessed
The
with throwing
fucking
out of
idiot?
windows.
That Cosby sweater.
Yeah, what is he
shit?
doing? What, he's just gonna jump the fuck out there? What the hell?
I mean,
He's
they're
wearing
all
that
crazy.
red
Right.
too, so you don't miss him. Or no, where's that red? Is that just his house?
Well,
I think it's the blind.
Shot is pretty great.
Yep.
Oh, you're about to see it.
Why would you do that? You're not
Why
gonna come
would
out
you
alive.
do that?
Ah! Sorry. I didn't mean to get so loud. This movie's my anxiety level. Whew. It's like 1,000.
The suspense is there. The suspense is absolutely there. I don't know if it's as intense maybe as like that ending of Uncut Gems, but I get it. I
it's not.
definitely feel it.
I think the whole movie might be
Uncut
more
Gems.
intense.
Because the ending of Uncut Gems comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
well-
whatever. And then, oh,
Spoilers.
shit, now he's fucking...
Spoilers.
You know?
Spoilers.
I'm not going to say what happens, but it just comes out of nowhere. And you're just like, what the fuck happened?
No, I think that whole basketball sequence is really incredible in Uncut Gems. Though I do think this whole movie is intense.
Yeah.
Agreed. So, like...
And this great close-up, just in his
both
face,
great films.
while he's just trying to think of the next move, because that's what he does. He thinks of the next move.
No, there's no more moves. That's why he's, like, hollowed out. He's just out. He's at peace, so...
You think he's at
Right.
peace, Justin? I don't think he's at peace.
Well, I mean, there's nowhere else to go.
Stop.
I mean, his brother's freed, and he goes to jail. So they literally swap places.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's my like. As long as Robert Pattinson's around, it's not going to be good for the much more pure-spirited brother.
Sure.
I like this little end here. That's my case.
His
I
brother
don't think
just
it's
needs
a great
help.
happy end, dude. I would say the whole movie's a stress headache. But and he's what? Patrick, what color's behind him?
Green.
That doesn't happen by accident, okay?
No, that's even if they got lucky, still they do to put him against that wall, not another wall. It just feels good to breathe.
So how did this guy get released from prison? Do we know?
Say that again?
His brother.
Okay, copy.
Yeah.
That is a very cool haircut. You look really sharp. It's so good to see you.
That's their grandmother.
Okay. Listen, I want you to come with me. Terrific class. I'm going to walk you there right now.
I mean, can you charge someone with his capabilities?
No. I get it. I get how
right
this
here.
sort
The
of
brother
works.
took all responsibility.
Yep.
So this makes sense because I initially I was like, so how did he get out? I'm confused. Oh, okay, because the
his
brother
took
the blame for absolutely everything.
Yep.
But there's okay.
And he's about to go. What he needed the whole time was to be in a place that was for slow people, but his brother didn't want his brother to be slow.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson was like, there's nothing wrong with my brother. When he had to just get him the help that he needed, where he's going to be with other people like himself and other people that can understand his limitations. But he was the only person he had. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was as selfish as it was,
Correct.
him trying to what he thought do what was best for his brother.
Yep.
Well, it does that smart trick because right away you're on Pattinson's side because he's the movie star, not this boring guy you don't know.
Right.
But now, after spending 90 minutes with Robert Pattinson, you're like, oh, you're probably better off with this old guy who cares about it.
And who just wants to get you some help, bro. Like, what?
Yeah.
Touché.
Oh, so my case that this is like Akira is that movie's about one guy trying to protect another guy the whole movie while being chased.
Okay.
And eventually he has to sacrifice himself to let the other one free. And that's where it's like, It would play on a TV. It's a story within the Akira universe to me.
You choose whether or not you want to cross. You don't have to.
But I will say, like, this scene feels a little too pat sometimes, but it works. You need something sweet after that whole movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's one thing that Uncut Gems did not have. Uncut Gems was just like, the end. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go dust off my pits. And,
yeah. Well, what's weird about Uncut. The one thing about all their movies is it feels like they're basically trying to get you to hold your breath, and as soon as what happens at the end of Uncut Gems, you let out a breath. You're like, oh, I guess I'm okay. I didn't really actually. I'm not. It was because it was so stressful. You don't notice how little you actually don't really care.
Right.
Like, I don't think
that's fair. That's fair.
But they were like. Oh, if you guys want, I can make a list. We can post movies that are influenced them that made this movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love it. And you really see that he's just starting to learn how to deal with other people, too. Because the first couple ones are true for him, too, and he only decides to do, if I got in a fight with my family, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just, he's in the right place to help him just get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's nice. I like how they do the ending over this scene. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm going to be back in like 10 seconds. Give me like 10, okay?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, I just love it. And it's great because it's a different way to end your film. Over
you would not have guessed this movie would end this way. Yeah.
No. And it's just breath of fresh air. As you see the brother and he's somewhere, and you're just like, oh, yeah, I forgot how tense I was this entire film. And now everything's okay.
Loader. Gaffer. I'm trying to see if you know any of the gaffers or electrics ahead of script.
No, I don't know any of them. Kevin Bacon, additional gaffers. Bro, change your name.
Get it.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's an Iggy Pop song they got over the credits. Iggy Pop or Lou Reed. I think it's Iggy Pop.
Production accountant and an accounting clerk. Yeah, that's right, guys. For a movie that's $2 million, you should probably have more than one accounting person. Sorry.
Oh, so
not that I've ever done that.
They are made Greek in this movie because there was some Greek financing, I believe, for this movie.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Right.
I never buy them being Greek, but I kind of do also.
Yeah, I mean, I buy them as...
Because Greek has that very family mentality, so I get it.
Yeah, you can tell me they're Italian or Jewish. It's all just different degrees of good cooking.
Mm-hmm.
They're not Irish, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
No offense to the Irish.
No offense to the Irish. We're not being like that. No, it's just like familially, it's not what's traditionally more known cinematically. All right. Paymaster. Legal services. They had a lot of people.
Yeah, that was something like for a small budget it is. It's you don't even realize how much. Martin Scorsese. He may have let them use like the rehearsal studio for the movie.
1,000 things. That's so good though.
FKA
or even
Twig.
just give them feedback. FKA Twigs. Yep.
That she was dating Robert Pattinson at the time.
Sorry. SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah.
Technicolor, Kodak. Yep.
Hey, I'm back, guys.
Definitely 2016. Yeah, we saw the Kodak film sign. New York sign.
Yep.
Iggy Pop on the soundtrack.
It's him learning to deal with the people around him, which I think.
No, I don't want to watch Tiger King.
Because the movie was all about him.
Dude, Tiger King keeps coming up for me too. Look, it doesn't seem.
I'm sure I'll watch it at some point.
You know what? Exactly. It like I've seen like 2 or 3 trailers for it, and I'm like, oh god, this still doesn't seem that interesting. And I'm like, I'm sure it's probably a wild ride. But like, what was the one about the cult? Was that Wild Wild West or Wild West something?
Yeah, Wild Wild West.
Which was interesting and like, look, it was fun.
Wild Wild Country.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. Wild Wild Country. Because Wild Wild West was the Will Smith movie that bombed terribly because they added a spider. Point is, it was fine. It was fun, but like, did I learn anything? Would I watch it again? No, probably not. And like, I feel like
you're talking about the cult show.
The cult show, yes, exactly. And I feel like Tiger Country or whatever the fuck it's called is about the same. It's like, yeah, it's probably going to be a fun ride. I might watch it when I'm terribly bored, but it's not something that, I don't know, I'm going to write home about. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, let's do a quick wrap up on Good Time then, guys. So, Patrick, what did you think?
No, I thought it was good. It was very interesting. I could obviously see parallels to Uncut Gems. I think the anxiety that they sustained throughout all the film was wonderful. And they absolutely succeeded in that. The ending, I think I need to sit on maybe to really like comprehend how I feel about it. But overall, I think it was a great movie. I would absolutely recommend it.
Yeah. Jahida, I wanted to ask you this. Do you feel like they used all their budget well?
Yes. A lot of locations, just enough people where you would think maybe this movie was even $5 million. Personally, even though they went close up, the close up to me is also their style. It's not just a budgetary thing.
Right.
It's also the way you tell the story. So it never feels like it's a budgetary thing. That's why if you told me this was made for $5 million, I'd be like, yeah, $5 million, that makes about right. Just because you go to so many different places. The whole adventure is a giant, sprawling adventure, all things considered, that I think it's more like $5 million. But yeah, and the thing that I like about the movie is the people seem real. They make choices, and you're like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Whether you make it or not is a whole different thing, which is what I like about this movie. You're like, push against the wall. I don't know what other choice I would have made either, because you know the kind of motivation he has as a human being, which I like. And you never see coming out of left field, he picks up the wrong person.
Right. And the non-actors are so wonderful. Like everyone else that is like sort of a supporting, other than Robert Pattinson. I know obviously the Safdie is the brother, but like let's take every other character. They're perfectly cast. They seem like active people. They do a very good job of like sort of delving into the heart of that scene and portrayed beautifully, I think.
Yeah, and the only things I would say to add is, one, like you were saying, Jahida, the style, like even if it was for budget, they made it the choice. And I feel so many movies, when they have a low budget, they don't make an artistic choice to work through the whole thing. So it's just like, oh, we did it because we didn't have the money. It's like, well, that's not an excuse. You always don't have enough money. Like I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee you this was a difficult movie to work on. So I'm sure they were like shooting 8 locations in a day, and they probably shot in like 24 days. Like, it was probably ridiculously short. The thing I really like about
18 to 24 days.
Yeah. I babbled on about all the stuff I think they did really well as directors, but the thing I really like is that they took a lot of the same movies that are really popular right now, the John Carpenter score, the neon lights, the Thief, the 80s kind of retro vibe, and they turned it and made it their own, while still also like calling out to those movies, but not just like a pastiche or like a complete just it's the 80s. No, it's still as 2017 as it could be, and it's still also like capture that vibe of those 80s movies.
Exactly. I think you just did a really nice job of explaining that, because it's not like there's so many films that like live in that world where it's just neon and it's whatever. But like this did a very good job of homaging without like entirely ripping off. It made it a part of the world without like using it as a cop-out. And so many films right now that are released on IMC Midnight and all this other shit, they're just, it's a fucking cop-out, man. And like, I'm so tired of seeing that look.
Yeah.
But this was that look and didn't bother me. Does that make sense?
No,
it seemed like it was perfect for the world. It wasn't a gimmick. It was the world. That's how it
you use my word. You use my word, Jahida. Gimmick. Yes.
Yeah, because like you don't have to see Thief or After Hours or 48 Hours or Scarecrow to know the movies they're referencing. It still works whether you've seen those or not. Where I think so many of those other ones, the gimmicks, it's like, well, if you haven't seen a John Carpenter movie, you're like, why are they talking like this, or why does it have this score, or where this is just like. They took all those things and then put it in 2017, and they used it to assault you in a particular way. And I think that's what makes them better than a lot of other directors out there right now. And like, I use this phrase, season tickets. Like whatever movie they have upcoming, I'm going to see it. Like it doesn't matter if I don't like the trailer. It's like between this and Uncut Gems, whatever they're doing next, I have to see it opening day. I'm there.
Yeah, they'd have to strike out at least 2 more times in order for me not to watch something that they put.
Right.
100%.
They earned a misstep by now. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
just like
guys,
somehow we've all given Wes Anderson burn. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, exactly. He earned it. Well, guys, this was a blast. Hope you guys do it with us again.
Yeah,
Totally.
and I think, thank you so much. We're going to see what the next one is. Maybe we'll do Akira. We have a couple other things up our sleeve, but we're definitely going to try to do this once a week, maybe twice a week, depending on how bored we get. But it's mostly because we want to talk about the movies, not because of circumstance.
Let us know what you think, and thanks for listening to us.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Rad.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.